Let's talk about opportunity cost today. These are an important factor when calculating your ranch profits because we want all our capital to be earning its way and to set ourselves up for expansion when the opportunity arrives. First, let's remind ourselves how to calculate profit. First, we have to start with gross product, which is the value of production, and then we subtract direct costs, which are costs that change as the units of production change. That gives us the gross margin, which is the money left over to pay overheads. Then we can subtract overheads, which are the costs that generally don't change much as the units of production change. In the end, that leaves us with profit. And when done correctly, this is a true economic profit because we have considered all cash and non-cash transactions. Let's look at each piece a little bit deeper. Gross product is the combination of cash sales, cash purchases, and the inventory change throughout the year. Say you want to keep your steer calves over and graze them next summer. Well, you didn't sell them, but you still have the animals, so you can value them standing out in the pasture. Direct costs are opportunity interest, feed fed, and vet or health costs for your basic cow-calf herd. There might be a few more, but that will cover most of it. Each enterprise will have its own set of direct costs. Remember, if you're farming, you're probably going to have seed and fertilizer or stuff like that in there. Gross margin is just the math calculation of gross product minus direct costs. Overheads are going to be land and labor. So with land will be the rent or the lease and the associated repairs and maintenance with that land. If you own your land, you're going to calculate an opportunity rent based on the market value grazing fees. Labor costs are not only the people involved, but the things they use to help get the job done. The people costs are going to be the salary and the benefits in the employment package. Even if you work for yourself, you're going to calculate a fair wage depending on what Whitby and what B you're doing. The things costs are usually the machinery, equipment, horses, dogs that we use on the ranch to help get the job done. For the machinery fleet, calculate a depreciation cost for the use of the machinery. Even better would be a capital replacement factor because it doesn't really matter what you paid for that pickup or tractor or what it's worth now. What matters is what will it cost in the future when we need to replace it. So those are the pieces needed to calculate profit. There's cash and non-cash transactions in there. So let's pull out just those four opportunity costs. So first we have the opportunity interest up in the direct costs, and then we have opportunity rent, unpaid labor, and a depreciation charge in the overheads. Here are the main four opportunity costs we use to calculate RFP profit. I also want to point out that these are different from your loan payments. Those need to be kept separate. The debt coverage ratio calculation is the target for considering profit versus loan payments, so we want to make sure we keep those separated. Opportunity interest is a 10% charge based on the cow herd market value. Your cows are paying you for their use of your capital. Opportunity rent is a market value grazing fee on the land you own. We aren't buying the land. Remember that. That's different. We aren't buying the land, just the grazing fees. So that's going to tell us that your cows are not grazing for free. Unpaid labor is what it would cost to replace you. So you wouldn't work for me for free, so why should you work for yourself for free? Think about that for a while. Machinery and equipment depreciation can be a 10% charge based on that depreciation, or more if you do a capital replacement cost that we talked about on the last slide, based on your machinery fleet value. Same thing as the above two, you don't get to use the machinery for free, and it's going to wear out over time, so it needs to get replaced. When we calculate these in, we ensure that all the capital is earning its keep. Then profit is the cherry on top. Once again, we're after standalone profit, not a subsidized cash flow. So that takes care of the capital. Let's go back to that expansion piece. Are you able to lease the neighbor's ranch today if they offered it to you? Calculating your numbers, including these four opportunity costs, will help put you in that position. So opportunity interest is in there if we want to borrow the money to buy the cows. Opportunity rent is the grazing fees. Unpaid labor can be used to hire a new employee. And machinery and equipment depreciation can be used if we need to go buy another pickup and a trailer. So it's possible to expand in a day if it's there, but you have to prepare yourself for that. A lot of people are intimidated by these opportunity costs, but they're intended to give you the real picture so you can make high-level decisions with confidence in your numbers. In the end, just remember to be honest with your numbers. That will only help you balance the four areas in your ranch: the land, the production, the money, and most importantly, the people. Hope everyone has a good day.